On this episode of the Nigerian Dream Show,
Mind you, you're a teenager.
yeah,
You are trying to do something different because, like, the general itinerary is, oh, go to school, get a job, clock in 9 to 5. On your way back, think about your life, get home to kids, have like 7 children that you cannot take care of.
Peter is a young Nigerian at the University of Nigeria.
I love medicine, yes. Or in terms of like the hierarchy of reasons why I love medicine. I wouldn't say that, oh, because I'm passionate about medicine and because, I want to heal the world and whatnot. I wouldn't say that that's the reason why I love medicine the most.
Yeah. He's a fifth-year medical student, he's a model, he's a stylist, and he even has his own startup called the Cool Kids Collective, and he has a little bit of Chris here and there. And today we're going to be telling the story, and you guys should just watch out and be here for it.
I hope one of the questions there is not like, what's your biggest insecurity? Because you have to have like a whole wad of tissue somewhere. I'm about to just start rolling. Don't worry. Just keep it, just in case.
Really good. Anyways.
I had to come here from my family house.
You're lucky you stay at home, you can eat good food.
I don't stay at
You don't
home.
eat good food. You eat good food at home now. Maybe nobody really has time to cook.
It's not about having time. I mean, my mom definitely has time to cook because like I have like younger siblings.
Yeah,
But it's like they cook a lot of stuff that I don't eat at all. I don't eat at all. Like things I'm like even very deadly allergic to. Not like gari, but
Is it African food?
like egusi, that's the fastest way to kill me.
I don't think Africans are meant to be allergic to egusi. It's like part of our culture and all of that.
The last time I ate egusi was 12 years ago.
Oh,
Yeah, and I almost died. So this was
was that the first time?
that wasn't the first time, but like I always know that okay, I'd be feeling some type of way after eating egusi. But like that was the first time it was like very, very full blown. That was like, okay, my mom finally actually saw because then she felt like, oh, I'm just like, doing a whole lot. Because like then I also don't really like the taste. Judge me if you must. So.
I judge you like mad. Anyways, so we're going to begin.
The camera is already rolling.
Yeah, it is.
All this was.
Yeah. How do you think your friends will describe you?
It depends on the friend group.
Okay, let's see your closest friends, people that know you.
Cut. It's not something I can say in camera. There's a lot of vulgar words. There's a lot of vulgar words that would go into that. You shot yourself in the leg by saying closest friends because okay. Let me just like use like a phrase. They'll probably say like there are a whole lot.
A whole lot.
Yeah, a whole lot.
Why?
Because most of the time my friends like wonder, oh, like Peter, do you get any rest? You always like everywhere, everything, and then you still even have the time to like be available for like the pose of friendship. So I would say they would say I'm a whole lot. That's like the closest I can think of now.
And I think that brings me to the question of I wanted to ask in the beginning, because I think I also consider you as a whole lot. But I see you do a whole lot of things. You are a model, although you don't like to agree that you are a model. You are a medical student, which is supposed to be a full-time job. You are a stylist, I mean. You style people, right? Yes, you're a stylist too. So do you think balance exists?
Well, I think balance does exist as long as you're willing to like have crash outs by like 3 a.m. in the morning sometimes on Tuesdays and be like, what is my life?
Yeah.
What am I doing? But like you're always going to be fine. I feel like the human person or concept is capable of like a lot. Yeah, so you can just always add something to the heap. You never know what your breaking point is unless you actually do try. Yeah, so I feel like it does exist, but like it's a very, very esoteric concept. You can't really say you're balancing stuff or you're not. Just most fun is, oh, you're doing this thing.
Because when I see people that do a lot of things, because I do my own a lot of things. I don't know what I'll call it a lot, but I do my own a lot of things, and I try to, I don't know, today is to put a particular time for each activity. Because me, I don't do that. I cannot even do that. Because a particular activity might fall into another, or maybe that day you're not just in the right headspace. You're not able to plan properly. I just,
Well, I would say I always have a blueprint. Yeah, like okay, this is what I want to do. Like I always keep it in the forefront of my mind that this P is very, very flexible. It is very, it's like a bendy ruler. Like anything can happen and at any point. So the important things are you able to just say, okay, the tides have changed. Okay, this is we are rerouted. This is what we have to do. Stuff like that. So I feel like it's not necessary to say, okay, from like 8:37 to like 4:42, I'm like doing this thing. But it's always nice to have like, oh, a time frame. I want to do this by this time, or it could always change. It's always change.
I asked you this question before, but I'm going to be asking you again. Do you like medicine?
I love medicine, yes. Or in terms of like the hierarchy of reasons
Yeah.
why I love medicine, I wouldn't say that, oh, because I'm passionate about medicine and because, yeah, I want to heal the world and whatnot. I wouldn't say that that's the reason why I love medicine the most.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like in the hierarchy of things, I really love medicine because, one, it's academic validation that comes from medicine. It's, I mean,
You like it like
you
mad.
always want to feel good as a
Yes,
person about
yes.
yourself. So, like,
Like, this guy's a doctor and all of that.
there's this whole thing in economics about like the whole hierarchy of man's needs. It's almost
Mm.
like a pyramid. So I feel like the academic validation is like way up there. And then because it's a field that has a lot of like direct returns, like what you're offering, like
Mm.
oh, you use your knowledge and you apply it, and then this person gets better, and this person's like, oh my god, thank you so much, I really appreciate you. It feels good to hear that from somebody. And then also because I'm really passionate about like helping people. Yeah, because I believe that this world is just we're all here just to like bless somebody. Yeah, and everybody, however tiny or irrelevant the person might seem, has a lot to give. So I would say that yeah, I do like medicine, but for like different reasons than like the average person would.
You told me that you've gone to, or you go to old people's homes on Saturdays, right? Every Saturday, from time to time. What is one thing that you've realized from them about life?
Well, one thing I would say I've realized is the importance of existing. And maybe not just existing, but like thriving. Because if you are not very present, yeah, in the way you feel things, or like, okay, I'm going out with my friends today, I'm committed to enjoying this, or I'm starting like a new project, I'm doing this because I really like this thing, not because, oh my God, I have to do this. So I feel like one thing I learned from them, because I have a lot of conversations with them, is the importance of thriving, being present in how you feel. Because if you're not, next thing you know, you're like 35 going through midlife crisis and you hate your life because like there's work, family, and a lot of other commitments. You don't have time to exist in your childlike person. Like it's very, very important. And then bam, you're like 50. You don't have to think about, oh, are my kids going to get married? I'm going to have grandkids soon. It's just like this whole thread. So being present in every single tiny moment of your life, I think is very, very important. And that was one of the things I learned from them.
Have you seen some of them happy?
Well, I can't really say all the time. I mean, we can't really be happy all the time, but I
As I'm
would say
talking of
that
like satisfied with the life that they've lived.
I would say that a good number of them are sated.
Mm.
Yeah, but like some have things that if you get to have like personal conversations with them, you see that they still have lots of like unfinished pages to read or to write on, like, oh, that they still want to do this, just that being sent out has taken a lot of things from
Mm.
them, like maybe the mobility or I don't know, the brain power and stuff.
What do you think is the greatest misconception about you?
Now I can't really say one because like there's a
There are
whole
a lot.
laundry list. There's like
Please
a
give it
whole
to
laundry list
us.
because people just be having a lot of assumptions like,
Yeah.
oh, you have just a millisecond of an interaction with me, or like you see me in person, and then your church mind has just like concocted, oh, this person is this, or this is how I see this person, which is fine. You're entitled to your own opinion, but like the word that I would say that keeps on occurring over and over and over again is that I'm a mean person.
Hmm.
And then, mind you, I'm just here existing, living my life, being all rainbows and sunshine. And then
Somebody is
so it's
coming
like,
out, is
oh,
out there telling you that you're
because
mean.
when as like medical is like an entire like protracted program, you get to spend like close to 7 years with like the same individuals.
Yeah.
So you definitely have people that you have in your space at some season in life. So when I get to have these people that family thought I was like mean
Yeah.
in my space, like maybe in 400 or 500 level, and then you're just like having a casual conversation. And then the first thing they drop is like, oh, I thought you were a mean person, like, oh. And I'm like, I'm trying to understand why, or like what part of me.
You know, I think about this mean thing because I'm even getting it now that I'm a mean person that somebody told me I don't used to smile. So I just think that there's a kind of confidence we are going to have that people are going to start looking at you a certain way as if you are just away from us. Because I think it's low self esteem on their part. Not trying to insult anybody, but then it's
Oh,
low self esteem on their part.
I don't,
They don't just
I don't think it's low self esteem.
hmm,
I would say is what's the nicer way to say to use the word ignorance.
oh
Because like, okay, this person exudes a lot of self confidence, self surety, and satisfaction where they are presently in life.
yeah,
And then because this person has never been accustomed to that feeling of like, oh, just being seated and then knowing that they are worth something and they are worth their seat at the table at every point in time. And they are very, very alien to that state feeling. So whenever they see someone existing in that state, it's very, very strange to them. And when your brain doesn't really register something as common, you're bound to have some form of like resistance to something like that. Yeah, I don't know if you feel me. Like,
yeah,
oh, your brain is like, okay, this has never happened before.
yeah,
And you're already trained in the line of, okay, this is how life should be. Or people are bound to be insecure or whatever,
yeah,
like, oh, teenage angst and whatnot. But like when you see
yeah.
someone just like chilling, they're bound to be like, okay, there's definitely something wrong with this person.
And then you know just
Your
use
brain is
rude
just like wired to.
classify the person. So people think that you're rude. Yeah, I also thought that too. Let me not lie. I thought it. Wait, okay. The reason why I did, the reason why I did not, I don't think that you were rude, but then I don't know, Sha. But you know, there is this first impression when you get the when you get when you get the first impression of somebody. The
It's
difference
like
between
louder for those with the back.
the difference between you and somebody else is that the person is going to judge with that particular, it just that first impression. You don't wait to get other impression. I believe first impression, I think, is something that you cannot avoid basically.
Okay.
But when you get that first impression, are you willing to go and confirm to actually check whether this person is actually rude? Because I'm sure you see somebody, you get a first impression already based on your life experiences, based on because you use people that you have met before to try to classify that person to whether they have the same traits that are also familiar. You now also use the same thing to classify that person without actually getting to know the person. So when you have a first impression of somebody, I don't think you use that first impression just judge the person. I think you should just calm down first.
Oh.
Hey, this person might be rude. You shall respect yourself,
I'm,
oh. But
I'm more like, oh, let me see what this person is about
yeah,
first. Like I call it research. I do my research on the
yeah,
internet and library. Like, oh, let's find the entirety of this person before like the level the person has been so as that.
so what was your first impression of
You
me?
thought I was
Okay.
like I have a lot of self redemption to do.
And the thing is that even if I saw you as rude, you have never been rude to me. So it does not really affect me. Do you understand? It does not whether you're rude or not, you have never been rude to me and I've never really experienced a situation that I can just say this guy was rude and he was wrong about what he did. But the time was when you were this one was understandable. During dinner night. I could see the
Bows my head in
I don't know
shame.
I don't know whether to call I don't know whether to call it frustration, but I don't know. I think it was a lot for you, the organization and everything. The guy that forgot his sash at home. I saw the way you were ranting at him. Then I was just like, it's a pretty good, it's a good reason to rant at somebody like that.
Well, for context, I did remind
Oh,
him every single day of the week leading up to that. Like,
oh,
mind you, I don't be talking to this person a lot. I'm just like, oh, hi, good morning. Hope the sash is still available. Oh, hi, have you washed the sash? Oh, hi, if you're able to iron it, can you help me iron it? And stuff like that. The morning of the said event, I did text him. You get so it's just like oh yeah, it's as if you're like letting me down like times
yeah,
seven because I texted you like 7 times about one thing, and this person has had like a previous history of like letting me down on something. So,
oh,
but like
eh,
for you guys to know, I'm going to print a pink T-shirt that says Mr. Two Goody Shoes or like Mr. Nicey Nice, so you guys can always tell that oh, I'm very very nice.
Peter is not rude.
Yeah, or I'll change my Instagram name to Buttercup,
To what?
Buttercup, or I don't know, just something nicey.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years' time?
Can we take it down to five?
Oh, you're already
Because
ambitious. 5 years.
no, it's not about being ambitious. It's
Okay.
more or less like, oh, when I think of 10 years, I'm just seeing like this light blue page. There's nothing there really.
Yes.
Doesn't mean I'm not an ambitious person, but I choose not to think about that. I mean, I have very, as I said, very, very flexible, very hazy ripple in my head somewhere. But in terms of what I can say is kind of like substantial that I've actually figured out, well, is okay, in 5 years, based on my academics, I would say obviously I must have graduated med school by then, and I would have been done with my house job and youth service. So I would be like a full fledged 20, 30 something ish adult. So I probably would have to like live on my own, which is kind of scary. Um, I'll probably be working because there's this whole thing with like blessing the land. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I would definitely want more out of life by then because like this is Nigeria, you just have to want more. You get like just what's in the bare minimum is not going to take you anywhere in this
Yeah.
country. You have to fight tooth and nail to survive here. So I would definitely still want more, but I'll be doing a lot of blessing the land. I mean, now things I have going on for me now, probably like with being medical doctor in the creative space, um, being in the arts, the startup I have with a couple of friends currently. So I feel like that would be the focal point of my life. Then like seeing how we could expand, spread the word about what we're about. Um, what else? I feel like it's just
Which
it's a
startup is that?
building phase. The Cool Kids Collective. It's a collective. Yeah, it's not like an organization. It's just a collective for creatives in the southeast and beyond. So basically, just like a safe space for people that generally feel stifled by, okay, I'm trying to be a creative in Enugu. Um, what if my classmate sees that my video that is very, very hazy on Instagram and it has like 4 likes? Or how do I, or who do I yap to about, okay, I attended this or I am doing this in the creative space and this is how it makes me feel? Or who do you go to when you want to talk about your struggles? About being a creative because mind you it's very difficult, it's a very saturated market. Yeah, so just having like a safe space for people like this, and then the idea of building a community, the cool kids, that is people that are unabashedly very proud and self-aware of whom they are.
Unabashedly proud.
Yeah,
Proud.
yeah, very very
Is that a
proud.
good quality?
You have to be proud as a person.
Hmm. I think I don't know because I also think the same thing, but then the Bible says otherwise. But I think there is like there are levels to this pride of a thing.
As my favorite female presidential contestant once
So is
said,
that
Kamala Harris, we
hmm.
exist
I think
in the con.
this is where we're going to disagree. We exist
No,
in it.
I don't. I'm not
I
really
heard
very into like all their
politics.
policies and stuff. But
Okay.
like, I do. She was on my entire
She was
feed. I was
amazing.
just like, okay. I was like, amazing suits, amazing suits, amazing suits. She's just like
Okay.
gorgeous. And like the silk press, I'm just like, okay, yeah, I would love to see someone like this
Be
on a
president.
podium.
Mm.
Yeah, but like, so it's like he said, we exist in the context of all who we are and which I don't really know the entire, but like, she's just
I think
something.
I can remember
So,
something like that.
so my point is being proud is all about the context because I feel like you have to have some, because I mean, proud pride. You have to have some form of self pride
Yeah.
for your confidence to grow or for it to actually at least even
For you to
remain
even be
where
able
it
to get
is.
through life.
Yeah, because mind you, you're a teenager.
Yeah.
You are trying to do something different because like the general itinerary is go to school, get a job, clock in 9 to 5 on your way back, think about your life, get home to kids, have like 7 children that you cannot take care of. And that is the entire trajectory
Yeah.
that most people try to give us. But like you're trying to be for yourself,
Yeah.
probably get into the art and no Nigerian parent wants
Yeah.
to hear you say, oh, I am a content creator or I am a sculptor or I am an interior designer or one of those edgy things. They just want you to become a lawyer, a doctor, an engineer, you know, the entire trifecta. So it's generally more competitive. Oh, you have to do a lot of more work because you're trying to exist outside the norm. So you need
Yeah.
a very, very huge lifeline or source to sustain your confidence because, okay, probably you did something and you're very proud of what you did,
Yeah.
you get, and your confidence are like an all time high. But then your mom is like, oh, allow me to be, only hit me high, nene, or something like that. They're like, oh, Chiwike, Ejadokwane or something. And then you're like, there's a whole period of self doubt. You
Your
get,
name is Shiwike.
yeah. So
Same.
oh wow, you need something, you need something to plug into that you
Yeah.
can always go back to and say, okay, I am what my Sajebo. I am not lost. I am doing something.
Yeah.
I am not seeing the effects now, but I'm actually doing something and I'm proud of what I'm doing. And I feel like that is where your self pride comes in because your self pride is what translates into the confidence other people see outside. If you're not proud of who you are as a person, or if you're not proud of your accomplishments, whenever someone says something like, oh, this thing is somehow, or this thing you did is somehow, you're bound to just sponge everything in and like, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm probably not as good as I thought and stuff.
I might not get to accomplish much again because you
Exactly.
need to see
So
yourself
I do believe that
less.
you should be proud. I'm a proud person. Yeah, I feel that on camera.
Yeah. You believe in God.
Yes. Yes. Like,
Why do you believe in
yes,
God?
like mad. Okay. I'm not going to answer that with a sentence. Yeah, I grew up in a Christian home, Catholic. Oh, you go to church, you go to morning mass, you do the whole standing and kneeling
You're
and
Catholic.
sitting. Yeah,
Hmm.
you do everything. You get your first Holy Communion, do your confirmation. You
You've
know,
done all of that?
yeah, you do the entire thing. But then I don't think that is enough ground, especially in a world like now. Is the world is a literal chaos. I don't think that is sufficient
Yeah.
now because if you just do all those things and you don't understand why am I doing these things, why do I go to church, why
Yeah.
do I do this, you find yourself that okay, when you get like thrown into the world, like maybe you're in the university, you're bound to just like let go of a lot of these things.
Yeah.
So I do believe in God because it was something that I had to discover for myself. Because like, okay, I was largely a sheltered child. Yeah. When I got into university, I was like living alone, my twin brother, and then there was no, oh, Chikekebino, Oculus 6, and you're not around, that kind of thing. I could stay out late. There was a lot of freedom. And mind you, there was this whole, what's the word? Oh, people, I got invited to a lot of things,
Oh,
just like, oh, this very, why to my own horn? I don't know, just this very
please
chill
do. Yeah.
person, and then everybody just wanted me in their space and
Yeah.
stuff. So,
Celeb.
so I was just like, there was a lot of pressure to just do everything.
Yeah.
You get, but like I had to ask myself, like, okay, if I'm doing all these things, when I'm just like overwhelmed, or probably after I've had like a whole hangover, and then there's the whole philosophical moments where you just have to think about life, like what do you actually fall back to?
Yeah.
You get, and the only thing I could feel that actually explained a lot of things or explained a lot of questions I had as like a 17 and a half year old boy alone in Usuka was God. And then I've had like very personal experiences that the camera is not going to hear that I'm
Uh,
just like, there's no way God is not real. There's
yeah,
absolutely no way. You might know him as something else, but like, does he exist? Like, he does like mad. So, so like, it's more or less like, oh, my personal experiences and me being willing to actually discover God for myself that led me to be able to say with so much conviction that, okay, God actually does exist and I believe in God.
you know that there is this, I call it misconception, but I think people get it wrong. Because I think you're a party animal. And when people see you as somebody that goes for parties, you shouldn't be someone that goes to church and all of that churchy stuff. As if they are two opposite poles that should not come together or meet together.
Two truths can exist, two lives can exist.
Yeah, I believe in that too. But then
I
it just depends, though. If in the because yesterday you used to go to U Point, right?
I mean, I did when I was like in Munich, yeah.
Okay. They were talking about during doctrinal class. They're talking about God, yeah, Christians of God. Then the priest now told us that the devil is not the opposite of God. Okay? The devil is not the opposite of God. God is there, eternal and everything, but and the devil is also just there. So I now just said that the devil is the opposite, but he's not an equal opposite. Because people tend to like put both of them in one particular place, one fighting the other, good versus good versus evil. Do you understand? And that's the same thing for somebody that goes to parties. Because I think I like to too, but I like to kind of enjoy myself. But then when you find yourself in places that you can also see people that you can characterize as the devil. Now, please don't get me wrong. When I mean characterize as the devil, based on their actions and all of that, so it now just tells you as if you cannot just combine both of them together.
Well, I do believe, okay, allow me to get into like the crux of the matter.
Okay.
Okay, um, I'm not going to hit you with the, oh, this is 20th century, da 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 da,
Yeah.
whatever. But my point is, yeah, um, I believe God put certain desires in our hearts for a particular reason. Because I think Jeremiah 29:11 has the whole story about, oh, the plans I have for you. And then when God was talking to Jeremiah, he was like, before you were from your mother's womb, I knew you,
Uh,
and stuff like that. So my point is, God is fully aware that, okay, he wants you to be a creative, or he wants you to be in the entertainment or like hospitality,
yeah.
or he's very aware that he wants you to exist in a particular space. You get? And then I feel like it's very, very important that, oh, being aware that, okay, God is all knowing, and then you're sure that, okay, this is where you're meant to be in this point in time. God is very aware that, okay, you're bound to be in these spaces. You get? Which is why, okay, take for example my story. If I was somebody that, okay, after my entire early teenage years where I'm just like, oh, go to church. I don't know why I'm doing this, but like, can we just do it because my mommy said,
My mom's
let's
going
go
to.
to church and stuff like that. If I didn't get to discover Christianity or God for myself and be able to say with so much conviction, like wherever someone is just like saying weird stuff, I'm like, okay, I think you're wrong. I believe God is real, and this is why I believe God is real.
Yeah.
Or this is why I believe that, oh, God cares about us. If I didn't have that whole experience where I had to discover God for myself, and I would say that I fall into this category where um, there is the whole lack of is the word principle where okay I'm existing in this space so I just have to exist and do every single thing because oh yeah it's hip and it's trendy, but then I know that okay I am a creative and I'm bound to exist in these spaces. I'm bound to have interactions with these people of the world per se.
That we classify as.
Exactly, because I believe everybody has where they draw the line.
Mm.
It's very relative. You get so I'm about to exist in this same place. Mind you, I love to have a good time daily, be it as in a party or just like a tidy get together or just with my best friend, just yapping about life and whatnot. You get so I believe that God is fully aware of the fact that I exist in this space, and then He knows that I'm bound to meet these kind of people that would, or I'm bound to be in a particular space where at some point my faith or my belief would feel shaky because okay I'm seeing all these people doing crazy shit and whatnot. Which is why I believe that I had to go through what I went through, and I had
That
to
time.
pause and be like, okay, does God really love me? Does God really exist? Because if I didn't really understand that and I just went into the world with, oh, God is love and John 3:16 and whatnot,
Yeah.
probably my first two interactions or like my at my first party, I was just like, okay, now I don't believe in God. Can we just like wrap this up?
Yeah.
Exactly. So I believe that if you are meant to be in the creative space as a Christian, that you have to do a lot of self-discovery. You're not just going to be a Christian based on, okay, yeah, I'm in church or whatnot. You have to understand what is God's plan for your life. Why does God want you in this place? And it's when you're existing a lot more purpose and a lot more consciousness about who you are and what God wants from you and why you are in this space that you begin to act out your life and everything you do while in this space is with a lot more purpose and consciousness of the fact that, okay, I'm a Christian. There are certain things I should not be doing. There are certain things I have to do in motivation and stuff like that.
I think that makes sense. That's how you used to balance your own. But you said you don't go to church like that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
You think
I did go
it's
to
laziness on
church.
your part?
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of laziness on my part because
You go to church yesterday.
nah, I didn't go
Yesterday
to
was
church.
essentially.
I was aware. I was aware.
You were aware. Do you
I
know
mean,
there was?
My mom called.
She asked you.
She was like, "Chiwike in that church."
What did
I'm
you
like,
say?
I'm like, nah, I'm not sure. She was like, "Oh, come home, like
So that
we
you
could
can
go
follow
together
her.
or something like that." But I had something else that I had to do,
Yeah.
so I wasn't able to get to church in time. I did go, but like I wouldn't say I went
You
because it
went
was just
like
like towards the ending, and
consecration and
it was just like a very routine something. I didn't really get to immerse myself in the experience, so it doesn't really count. Right now, I should do better.
yeah,
I
you
should
should.
definitely do
I
better.
think you can.
I can, and I will. So,
What's your biggest frustration with Nigeria?
okay, number one, the education sector. Number 4,336. Why is this country hot?
Hot.
Okay, let's just be real. Let's just be real. Um, one of my biggest frustrations is that Nigeria is blessed, but Nigeria is having like a very hard time adjusting to the fact that times are changing.
Mm,
And this is going to be the most difficult for like the youth or like the Gen Zs because our parents didn't have like internet the way we know it now. So they weren't very exposed to a lot of the possibilities that life has to offer. But like we have all these possibilities, we have this knowledge, and they
yeah.
still want us to exist in the okay, this is the way
The
a
stone
man
era.
should be. Not necessarily the story. I think like their time was chill. I mean, the
Mm,
Y2K era was like the best era to live in.
okay.
Yes, I'll get
The
into the
what?
reason. Y2K, like the late 90s, early
Okay.
2000s, was a
Okay.
golden age, era of the flip phones. Take me back. So, so that divide where okay, we have all this knowledge, and then there's just like a lot of expectations from our parents, just like holding us and dragging us down. It's kind of it's frustrating. I mean, there are a lot of things I'm angry about in Nigeria, but like in terms of like what frustrates me, just like oh, there is a huge gag on my mouth. I can't even talk about this. I was talking about it. Oh, you're being disrespectful to your elders, or I mean, I can talk about how Nigeria is failed like politically and whatnot, and everyone is like, oh, he's just expressing his opinion. But then I'm talking about something that bothers me. And then there is also another narrative under that where it's like, oh, you shouldn't talk about this. It's, oh, your parents know best. Could you shut up? Or your elders know best. And then you see some of these elders, some random ass elder that you've never met, being retarded. And you're just like,
Are
okay.
these the elders that know
And like,
better?
I am not going to subscribe to whatever it is that you are. And this is not what I want to be in the next 10 years. So, sayonara, move. You get so I feel like that is what is very frustrating because like it's like a double-edged sword. You see this problem, you're trying to address, and then there is someone telling you, "Oh, don't," and then there is the whole expectation, "Oh, you're supposed to be a decent child. You're supposed to respect your elders. But you know, there's something definitely wrong. There's something that needs to be fixed. But you're being told, oh, don't just exist and do the whole clockwork of life. It just doesn't make any sense. Mind you,
So,
I'm already fully aware of this amount of possibilities that want me to set myself free, and then there's this whole weight.
do you think you still possess that weight?
Well, to some degree, I think I still do because I know how bad I felt when my mom wasn't very happy the first time I got my hair braided because, like, for the experience. But,
You
like,
let her know.
I live.
Oh, that's true. That's true. That's
Yeah, it
true.
was like the holiday,
That's
so I was just like,
true.
okay, I have my hair out, and let's just have this experience. Can we just like, I'm not doing that because I want it to be my entire personality, but like, oh, can we just have some invisible bucket
Yeah.
list where, oh, I braided my hair at some point in life. You get, but like, my parents didn't take it. Well, although my mom, she wasn't the person that would like, oh, grab a scissors and want to cut off my hair. She's just going to let you know, oh, I'm not happy with this. It does not make me proud to say that you are my son or something.
That
No,
one is
no, because
extreme. Oh.
okay, I think that's the wrong way to phrase it. Just like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm not proud of this that you
Yeah.
did, but this has happened. I'm not going to kill you, and it wouldn't change the way I see you because like I raised you, so I know what you are and what you're capable of. But then there's always the desire to please. You get
Please your
no,
parents.
yeah. I mean, everybody has it, even
Yeah.
those that like. I mean, even the I call them the Yahoo
To take it
boys.
easy.
I don't know
Yahoo boys.
the
Okay, those
Yahoo
guys.
boys, the Raz boys, those that make music for those that they make music for. Always going to be like something about making
They're
mama
also creatives
proud.
now. Leave that.
Yay! You get, but like it's always like making mama proud, buying my mother a Mercedes and stuff. I mean, there is a part of you, however high in the air you are, just want to make your parents proud
Yeah.
because this will better you. Like you just want to. It's just a part of you, however enlightened you are,
Yeah.
and however free you want to set yourself. I just want to always come back. Oh, this person is my parent. I want to take care of them. I want to make sure they're happy. I want to do things that please them. So I feel like everybody has that part of them. Like when it comes to other people around me, our elders, if you don't come correct, I'm going to keep my P very respectful, though, but if you don't come correct, I would because I have a lot of respect for elders, so I'm not going
Yeah.
to lie. I'm the very ekarom, I'm on the floor. Oh, how are you doing today? Good afternoon, ma. You look very beautiful today. Da, 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 da. I'm very respectful to my elders because I'm sorry, living in this earth as chaotic as it is for like
50
50 years
and
and
surviving.
I'm already crashing out and mind you, I'm in my early 20s. So like being able to like do all that and you're still alive and well and sane, it's a huge gag. So there's a lot of respect for them, but
Mm.
I don't really think age equates to having sense. Yeah,
We have fools at 40.
exactly. Even
A
fools
lot
at
of them.
50 and
And do it.
exactly. So no, I don't really blame them because obviously this
Maybe
is
the
their first time at
experience.
life. You get
Yes.
so you're allowed to
Be a
have
fool.
okay, you're allowed to have your P going on for
Yeah.
you. Oh, any of my kids that wear trousers is a whore or whatever.
Now, wow.
I mean,
There are things like
they
that.
happen.
Hmm.
Yes, you get people that get piercing and stuff like that. Like, oh, they're a child of the devil and stuff. If that's your belief, that's cute. Like, moving on. My point is, I'm not going to let the fact that okay, this is your first time. I mean, your first time at life.
It's also
This
my
is
first time
also
at
my.
life.
I'm allowed to honestly, they're here to guide us and stuff. Like I'm allowed to see for myself
What it
and
is.
get burnt and then come back.
And
We're
it's
like,
not like
oh,
it's an extreme
mommy, this
thing.
happened. Exactly. Allow me. Yes, I'm allowed to have girlfriends. I'm allowed to fall in love. You get, but at the same time, that's like 6, 7
6,
or
7.
something. At the same time, it's just more. It's like I'm allowed to exist, but like you should feel. I feel like it also comes from a place of lack of confidence on them because like you're not confident, especially when it comes to, like your relationship with, like your parents.
Yeah.
Are you not confident in the person that you have raised? That's something because that is one thing I would say is very, very um, important in relationships with your parents. You have to have a relationship with your parents where they're confident that, okay, I know my child can do crazy shit, but like this is where I feel like I draw the line with them. Yeah, because I mean, there are certain vices,
Yeah.
yeah, that someone can just randomly look up to my mom and tell her that, okay, Peter did this. And
Mm,
she'll believe it and call me like, oh, did you do this? Or is this true?
yeah.
That kind of thing. Because, like, for example, now, let's say an auntie calls and tells her that, oh, I clocked her where she was like saying something. She was just like going order. I just had to like call her to order, like, girl, hold up, or something like that. And it's very believable that I did
Yeah.
something like that. You get, but when someone tells my mom something like, I got into a physical fight with somebody somewhere, and I'm like throwing punches and stuff. My mom would just like just try and get along with her day because she knows that
That's a
I
bloody
would.
lie.
In her words, she's like, Kedu, Akmobi Oja no Diogo. So she knows that, okay, that is, I don't engage in physical warfare. Because, I'm not about to live with a scratch or something. No.
You love your body
I already have a lot of scars, like
from life.
from life and from Nigeria. So, like, I'm not about to get one that's going to live with me forever. I can heal from the trauma, but like, I can still have this on my body. I'm not about to do that. I'm either going to just probably say something that's going to make you think about your life later. But I'm
Mm.
not about to do that.
I believe that. I think God was balanced about all these kind of things.
Don't.
The people that He gives the ability to do warfare, He does not give them out. But then
No.
the people that He gives mouth, I think those people are the worst kind of people.
Hi, yeah, that's me.
Ah, God. Anyways, you told me about when I asked you about the 5 years thing, where you see yourself in 5 years, I mean 10 years, and you said that you want to talk about 5 years. I think you're not really being specific. If somebody now, for example, now wants to be a doctor and you ask him where does he see himself in 10 years, you say I want to be a consultant, I want to be the biggest cardiothoracic surgeon in this particular state or outside the country. But you just have a lot of things. But then I've not been able to pinpoint one particular thing or how far you want to go with one particular thing.
Okay,
Your tentacles are spread towards
when it comes to
everything.
like medicine, it's I don't concern myself with the how far because yeah, there's a lot of oh you're writing this exam in Ghana or in the US and you're just grabbing the degrees as like a whole page of degrees. I mean that is cute, but like, I feel like I'm more concerned with the how well. Yeah,
Okay.
because yeah, for example, I'm in 500 levels. So I'm like opportunity to have like one-on-one conversations with like a lot of
Patient.
doctors
Okay, doctor.
themselves. Yeah, so and I just get to see this people exist in like their natural state and stuff. So I would say that there are lots of doctors with lesser accolades here. That I'm like, okay, this is the kind of person I want to be. Probably because of the way the person relates with their patients or with the way this person does not make, oh, I'm a doctor, their entire personality, or with the way this person has something completely different from like the healthcare sector going on for them. That is what I want to be. So I don't think for me, I mean, there are people that have the accolades as their priorities because like accolades will open a lot of doors for you as a person. But for me, I'm more concerned with the how
Yeah.
is me doing this thing or getting this degree going to better the lives of those that I choose to better. So, oh my God, now I sound very, very deep. So, um, I feel like that is what I'm more concerned about. So, which is why I'm not like, oh, I want to become the biggest chiropractic surgeon. I want to be separating like four twins joined together and whatnot. I mean, Ben Carson, you did your thing, Sha. Part of the reasons I'm in this medicine. But
Seriously?
I mean, everybody read Think Big, You Have a Brain, um, Gifted
I think
Hands. It was like a staple.
I watched Gifted Hands.
Everybody probably watched the movie where he now did the whole thing where he saw the answers in the
Yeah.
dream. Like, yeah. I mean, mind you, I've been fighting for them. I've not seen a single answer in my dream. Like, girl, you lied. You lied. You lied to me. Like, even one, I've not seen nothing. And you're telling me, oh, you got the entire script in your head. And then you now go to exam and score like, what was that, like a 95? I haven't gotten a 95 in my entire like stay in medical school. Something is wrong somewhere.
Can you even get in 95? And then people that have gotten in 95.
Hmm. I
But
decline to answer in pursuance of my Fifth Amendment rights. No. Okay, so back to the present.
God,
So
yeah,
if you want me to get into more details here,
yeah.
I want to be a thoracic surgeon.
Serious?
Yeah,
How did I know?
I don't know. You
But you know
just
that
happen to
yes,
guess.
yes, in Akwa Ibom, they beat FCC bundled and beat
I know
the
that
only cardiothoracic
by the
surgery
time I
in the state.
become a consultant,
Yeah.
I will know how to throw hands. Because you're not about to lay a hand on me because you are what? A disgraced, embarrassing body that is EFCC. Because I'm minding my business, child. I'm in the theater doing my job, and then you drag me out because you're EFCC and you have like a freaking gun or something. It's about to get messy. So just where if you are seeing this and I end up becoming a consultant surgeon or something, just come correct, talk to me nicely. And this goes to like relatives
Patients.
of patients in this, like I'm not to be messed with, just so you know.
Have you ever experienced something like that before in your postings and relatives coming to come and because I hear it a lot now. It's now more rampant.
Well, I have experienced that in the third person because I've normally been
Oh,
the center of the affliction. I mean, it's always the
yeah.
house officers, bless their soul. I
You still get there now.
I've not really been a direct
Yeah.
recipient of like the violence and stuff, but as long as it doesn't get physical, you're bound to have your questions, your doubts. So you want to know why did this happen? How did this happen? You're
Yeah.
bound to, but like you're not allowed to
Lay your hands
lay your
on.
hands on me because it's not because of the how much. 267,000 that I'm being paid a
It's
month.
267,000.
Mind you, in God's 2026 and Nigeria, they are paying a house officer that literally nearly ran mad like on a chain with doctor. It's not because of that money. That they will still owe you for like 3 months and you have to carry placards for them to pay you. That so random person I've never met in my life is not going to lay their hand on me. Oh God. Anywho, that's just
I think you sack me for like the first 2 months when I if I should reach that level.
I'll probably get like a 2 or 3 week extension because of like conduct or something. Because I don't know, but it will be
Because
done. I'll
I,
finish
I
that.
I don't think I'll fight, but then I'll insult you. You might not even get to get better. I don't know. There's
It's
something
not
that will
even
just
the insulting.
happen.
I'll just clock you because I don't believe clocking someone on their bullshit is insult. Though. It's just like, oh, I'm
Yes,
telling you, you did this, and it's a pretty messed up thing to do. Like, check
you
yourself. I don't
shouldn't
think
do
it's an
that.
insult. If you feel triggered by it, inside your pocket, that is your own personal problem.
You know, Nigerians are very emotional set of people.
It's not about being emotional. They just can't take what they dish because
That,
every
that, that,
Nigerian is
that's
quick to, oh my God, okay, this is how this thing should be done. This is how you should. Oh, God, carry mic. Enter. You in the first person, do this thing. Let me now tell you, oh, this is how it's meant to be. Tell me how you're going to feel when I tell you that. Every Nigerian is like quick to correct. They are quick to assume that they're like Avatar Egg that's lived multiple lives. I don't know if I'm correct. They're quick just assume that okay, I'm so much better at this, so this is how you should do this. Like mind you, I'm allowed to make these mistakes. So if you think it's that easy, carry mic and come and do it. Okay, that was a lot of emotions. So calm down.
Uh, coming to the creative aspect, talking about Cool Kids Collective and the rest of them. I think it's a very big problem you guys are trying to solve. And if you guys are able to crack the code and actually do it very well, I was even surprised when you told me that you were one of the organizers of Creative Verse
Okay.
because I expected you to attend, but I don't know how to do. But then you now telling me
That has
that
his fingers in every pie. So something probably happened.
exactly your hand is always everywhere.
Isn't that
It's a good
the thrill
thing.
of
It's
life?
admirable. Yes, it is. It is.
Because like for moments where I don't feel like doing this, like let's say I don't feel like
You already
going to
have something
school
else.
and sitting down from like 8 to 5 and hearing a lecturer talk about his wife and kids and his degrees. I mean, they will teach like yeah, but like in moments where I don't feel like doing
Yeah,
this, there's always something else to fall
you
back on.
can
Okay,
do.
either you have to edit these pictures for your Instagram, or yeah, you have like maybe a test shoot with somebody, or you're supposed to be on set with like for this thing. There's always something that gets you very excited to always jump up from the bed and like figure out, oh
Yeah,
my god, what am I going to wear? I have to be out of this room in like 20. So I feel like have something doing. Like if you are just someone that is like, okay, wake up, read, you're assembling ham,
I
your
think that's a
tenth
very,
jar
very
cereal
boring
or
life.
whatever. No, just no. That is disgusting. Don't do that to yourself. However, you don't really have to be in the creative space per se.
Yeah.
Get into tech or whatever tech is, because I am the technologically most dumb person you can meet. But okay, I feel like it caps at just knowing how to operate my phone.
Yeah.
So get into something. Find your spice of life. That's just it. Find something that you think about randomly and you're just like blushing alone. Find something. It doesn't have to be something
Something that
very
makes your
crazy.
heart
It can't
sick.
just be family. Be dedicated to your family. I'm telling you, dedicate to your family. Have a beautiful support system of friends. They are like, oh my god, I can't literally live without these people. Just find something that keeps you going. Because it's like being a teenager or being a youth is just
I think life generally is hard.
it's very difficult. Like
Life
life
generally
generally
is
is hard,
hard.
but like being in that middle place where
Hmm.
there's something dragging you from here and then there's like
Something
sight
dragging you from
expression
the
from
other
here.
side.
It's 10 times more difficult than any other age group, trust me. Because there's a lot of like self doubt. Like, am I doing this right?
But you're
And
not
stuff.
more a teenager now.
A young adult, let me rephrase, a young adult, a very young adult.
Well, I presume that you did a background check on me, did you?
Ah, did I? Did I? Nah, not really. Sorry, not sorry,
Hmm.
but like not really. But like obviously the usual. Oh, just like went to your Instagram. I didn't like watch every single video. Just like,
Of
okay,
course.
why is your name Contact with Adventure? You're trying to beg me. I mean, that was one of the things that came to
I'm
my
going to
mind.
change that. That was when I first started Instagram.
Okay, it's like okay, the name. I think it's chill. It's different from
Seeming too
the
professional.
norm. I mean, you're a professional. I mean, you got me in a chair asking me very
Because that's what we
difficult
do.
questions. That is as professional as it gets. So, I mean, I think it's a very chill name, but like, it's just different. So it was something that I could hold on to mentally. What else? And I was kind of pissed when we actually finally met in person and you were taller than me. I was just like, nah, it's very painful. Like, that's pretty much it. Sha.
Okay. But do you know what I'm all about? If you
Um,
don't know, meaning I'm doing a very bad job. It's
well,
just like seeing it's just like seeing Daniela Gray and then you don't know what it's all about.
I mean, you didn't know
I've
what
not
he
been
was all
tried.
about. You thought he was a model, but
Now, but
okay.
I know. Oh, sorry.
So, okay. Um, what is it that you're all about? Okay, I'm going to have to face you now. Okay. Um, let's say I'm not like very, very well versed in the deep stuff. Oh my
Yeah.
God, how we make Nigeria better and stuff.
Okay. Maybe you
For the
have.
purpose of the
I'm
camera,
doing a good job.
for the purpose of the camera, I I know it sounds very weird, but I'm just like, oh, can everybody just push their P? Like the whole craze with like, okay, yay, um, I'm doing my own part as a Nigerian. Yeah, I'm so patriotic and stuff. That's not really for me because honestly, my eye don't care. When I was younger,
Yeah.
I can't sing the Nigerian anthem without crying because, like, oh my god, like Nigeria, like so golden and white. I was so patriotic.
I'm on a wow.
I'm being dead. Ask like my friends from primary school. I could not
That's the
sing the
old
Nigerian.
anthem.
Both I could not sing. There are times I just think about Nigeria. Like I'm just filled with so much
Joy.
joy, so much pride. Oh my god, we are the giant of Africa and stuff. Yeah, but like right now, with the
Yeah.
way Nigeria is
Everything.
just spiraling into whatever it is spiraling into. And then I think I was doing like a lot of clearing out in like my father's room, something, because we were moving. And then I see this old magazine that has like the Nigerian flag in front, Nigeria, and then Giants of Africa in small print. I just laughed. I was just like, I just spoke to the magazine. I was like, "Ciao." That was probably like in 2006 when you were printed, but like, let's not go there. So, in as much as I'm not really well versed in oh, being a better person, development goals, like as in for Nigeria as a whole, I still know that okay. There are things that you have to do. At least, for example, go and get your PVC, children of God. If you
I'm
haven't
vote.
voted, please go and get your PVC. There is literally somewhere to do that every 10 blocks around you. There is
I've
a
not gotten
limit.
my own shot. The reason why I just turned 18, so I'm going to go and get it.
Okay,
But
please
still
do.
go and get your PVC shot.
Please do. So go and get your PVC. I mean, it's the least you can do. Like honestly, it's the least you can do. At least, even if what happens happens, and yes, I'm saying it, Tinubu ends up winning. Yeah, at least
We
you
know
know
we
that
tried.
okay, you didn't contribute to that rubbish, you didn't contribute to that nonsense. That's just the gospel truth. So please go and get your PVC. It's the least you can do. It doesn't even take long to vote. And then another thing, please stop eating okpa and throwing it from the window of the bus you're sitting
Is
down.
it just Okma?
Put it inside your
Everything,
purse, inside your
pure
bag.
water
What is your
sachets,
problem?
everything.
That's like the bare minimum. You don't have to be carrying the Nigerian flag wherever you go and be like, oh yeah, I'm Nigerian, or you don't have to recite the national anthem before you do anything in life, like a prayer before you know you're patriotic or something. It's just like do the bare minimum. Do the bare minimum. Don't litter. Be kind to one another. Vote right, like mad. Vote right. Like that's the least you can do. Don't contribute to the rubbish we are living in. That's just it. So I think okay, the Nigerian dream as a
You think it
concept.
exists first of all? Yet,
What you have, or like the Nigerian dream.
generally, reality. Because me, I don't, for starters.
Nigerian dream is you wake up, hustle and get your own. When the sun sets,
And then oppress every
you
other
count
person
your
with
days
your
and
own.
count your losses
Oppress
and
every other
sleep.
person with
If you
your
reach
own.
your turn to shine, you shine. I don't know. There's no dream. I beg. There's literally no dream now
Nightmare.
because there is no. I don't believe like there can be a dream in Nigeria with the way we are already like far gone without a revolution.
Yeah.
Without some crazy shit happening. It can be a whole okay, the youth decided that they've had enough and actually doing something without bothering about the oh my god, we are doing it so we are posting it. Because I feel like that is kind of the reason why what's the nicest way to say this? The whole 2010-20 thing wasn't really as effective as it should have been. Yes, it was a very noble thing to do, like killing people for just existing and protesting is kind of crazy, yeah. But I believe the reason why it failed
That's
was because
answers.
yeah, was because people were more concerned with making it like a whole social media thing. Like, oh, hi guys, you could see the content. Oh my god, hi guys, come with me as we. One was like as we defend our country. Like, bro, you don't have a gun, or you have just
According to what I heard, the reason why the thing failed is because they did not really have leaders, people that really
exactly. Everybody was
organize
just
them
like for
properly.
themselves. Like, I'm here
Yeah.
to get the content, to get the
But you know that the
stuff
soldiers
and
shot
the
people on the
yeah,
streets.
people did die, people got
That
injured.
soldiers, I don't think I will come out the next day. Oh.
I mean,
I
fairs,
don't
fairs, you're
necessarily
about to
blame
be.
them. I don't. It's very, very scary. I
My
think I'll be
point is that
traumatized for
if
the rest of my
for the
life.
one time that
Yeah,
a protest did
we're able
happen,
to come out.
people will focus more on actually being angered in their spirit that okay, why is this happening in a
What is
country
going on?
where I pay tax, in a country where I was born into? I'm not like a foreigner or an
You
immigrant
do
or
pay tax
something.
now.
Hmm?
You pay tax.
If you work, you're
You don't
bound
end
to
up,
pay
you don't, do
tax.
you pay tax?
I mean, I filed my taxes this March, so
How much you pay? You're actually a very
it's
patriotic
something.
citizen. Oh.
It's something.
Hmm.
I'm, I'm, I do my bit, but I'm not going to be that person
Why
that's
is he
going
not
to
carrying the
carry
Nigerian flag and all
Nigerian
of that?
flag and be like, okay, or join like this whole 1 million march,
Because
or be for 1 million, da 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 da. That's cute though. I mean, you see the dream, you see the vision, and it spurs you to want to stand under the hot sun in this Nigeria, probably hungry, and just be doing crazy shit. That's cute. But I wouldn't be that person. Like, meet me with that. I'm going to vote. I'm going to vote for the right
yeah,
person. I'm going to air my opinions whenever I feel like they should be aired
yes.
about something. But I'm not going to be that person that is doing the most. Yeah, so there's that. So I feel like people are just more concerned with how do I make this a meeting? How do I make this a meeting? Because take for example, the whole revolution in Nepal that happened sometime last year or this year,
Yes, the
beginning
one
of
that you
this year.
overthrew your prime minister.
Yeah, the sheer number of people that did turn up for that. Let's talk about the number first, because like I'm not really into the whole geography, Kenya, and population studies, but I believe that Nepal is not as big as the entire Lagos. Lagos is like
Yeah.
25 million
Even
people.
in population,
Nepal is
yes.
not as big
Yes.
as that. But like the sheer anger that drove them, people were coming from like different states in the country into Nepal, like the capital, to actually exist in their anger. And mind you, for the number of persons that did come out, the social media coverage wasn't really as large as NSAS. But like NSAS
Yes.
was like just something, it wasn't as large. Like everybody had like their Instagram. My God, people were literally doing photo shoots like, oh my God, the blood. You enter a studio and you're like, oh my God, 2010, 20, we will never forget. Girl, it's been 5 years, nothing happened for me. Drop it. You don't have to enter into the studio and tie green and white wrapper to prove that you care about your country. And mind, these are the same people that don't be voting, they don't be paying their taxes, that will eat up and throw it on the floor, that would be very comfortable with bribing offices, that won't show up to work, that are ghost workers. Like the list goes on and on. You're part of the problem, girl. Entering a studio and doing photo shoot on 2010 20 is not doing anything for anybody. It's just that simple.
Yeah.
You get
Yes.
so I believe that it was just because of everybody was just like for themselves. And where is the sheer anger? Where is the vitriol?
Nigeria is a very selfish nation because you know
No,
you
no,
were
no, 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 no,
you
no, 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 no.
you
Nigeria is
don't
very
think so?
comfortable. They're already comfortable in like the shit that we're in. We are just, I feel like we're like adjusters pro max.
Do you know why I said we're selfish? Because the reason why we don't usually do for collective good, it's always individual good. It's always for ourselves. I don't really see anybody saying, let's do this thing for everybody. Let's do this thing, let everybody just benefit from it. You see that one stupid person that will still come and say, for example, like yesterday, they cancelled the exams that we're supposed to write on that day, and this is the second time they are doing it. I was not just ranting on our group, social group, that's what the fuck are they doing? And I don't normally talk. I was just ranting. Then you now see somebody like it come and tell me, are you not happy that they cancelled the exam? There are people that stayed up to 3 a.m. in the morning, really, and it's GSPO, but
Oh,
because really reading for that
not
particular
really
thing.
cramming because we don't really read for
Exactly.
GSP.
So
You
please,
just down the entire textbook, the
but,
entire 200 and something
reading
pages
for
of
that
it.
particular thing, and if, for example, now they were like, you go and protest now, be like, say you be the next thing and be a TQA, all this kind of just nonsense comments. And now just anytime something like this happens, it forces you to be just hopeless. There's nothing you can really do about it. Just take it like that and go. And it just even shows you how far down the road that Nigeria has come. I was trying to analyze the situation, what actually happened. Let's say the CBT there's a problem with the computers and all of that, or whatever what we're supposed to use to write the exam. Could you not inform us the day before? Or at the day you're informing us, they don't even give us a reason. Meaning that they don't even see us important to be able to give us a reason for their actions. They just think that they can do whatever the fuck they want and then they just get away with it. Nobody is sacked for doing a bad job. No, and our lecturer even said that he doesn't even know what is wrong.
Oh, it's like
That's
a
a
huge
deep
lack of
systemic issue.
accountability.
Accountability.
It's just very
I'm
sad.
sure the VC probably doesn't even know about it.
Can we not talk about the VC? Let's just not do that. For the purpose of the fact that this is being recorded, I'm not about to have my admission revoked or something. Let's just let's just not do that.
But I'm not usually afraid. I don't really care. If it happens,
not
then it
do that.
happens.
But like you know what you are, right? You know what you are. Let's just go with that.
If you know how I was pissed yesterday, then somebody now just texted me and told me you have never seen anything. That this could frustrate you.
That is the point. The person is expecting you to be okay with the same situation, like oh, by saying oh, you have not seen anything, because there is this air of comfortability. You're like, oh,
Yeah,
this
what you
happened.
said.
We can always adjust. We can
Adjust.
always compress ourselves. We can always. It's just
Or just look at people that stay
sad.
in hostel. That is the one thing I will never get to understand, even till I die.
I, I can start a whole podcast, yeah, and have enough content to last me a whole year. Talking about like the hostel issue or like accommodation issues in this school as a whole. Not only the fact that it is very shitty and bad and whatnot, but like and then nothing is being done about it. But like, what is the disposition of the school? And then how do they react to the fact that students are kind of like actively trying to make do? They're adjusting. Okay, you gave them shit, and then they're trying to adjust to this said shit. They're trying to make fucking diamonds from the shit.
Yeah.
and then you're making it very, very difficult
Difficult
for
for
them to
them.
actually even make diamonds from the shit. Mind you, for example, I had a friend back then at hostel. I was staying in Bono
Yeah.
GH here for my 300 level. I had a friend back then that he got a room. I'm in support of the rooms being like random and whatever. He got a room, and then this room didn't have a door. Obviously, there were like scary
The
things
room
on the
didn't have a
wall.
door.
Didn't have a door, child. I tell you, didn't have a door. There were no bunks. The room was like bedbug reading and whatnot and everything. And then this young man spends money, finds an old door on the floor downstairs, and then fixes the door, uses the whole pesticide, insecticide, everything on this room, repaints the room and all. And then he gets a query letter from the porter, like, oh, why did he renovate without permission?
You know what I think? I think we're not using our courts very well.
Like, and mind you, this porter is not even in the slightest like remotely relevant to that comment. Girl, no shade, but like, your job is to just sit down there
Close
and
the
ensure
gate
that
and lock the gate.
crazy people don't get into the hostel. Like, why are you concerned with what's going on inside someone's room? And then even gets a query letter from me, like, why did he renovate the room without
Yeah.
permission? I think because it was very inhabitable. It's just that simple. And oh, I paid for this space, I'm allowed to.
Do what I want.
Like, why are you making it more difficult?
That
And
is
then okay,
serious.
take for example, my own hostel down. And then people are like, oh, the medical hostel is way better. Pretty much the same thing. And then we've been hostel-less for like a year.
Now,
Yeah, a year and then um there's this whole distortion in the hierarchy. The VC and co say something different. Director of housing for medical students says something different. So he does his own thing. The DC or his minions say something else, and then you see the students like in a whole state of unrest. I have renovated my room because like I've been homeless for like a year. I'm like moving from my daddy's house to the hostel, just everywhere. And then I finally get a room that is somewhat official because it came from the director of housing. And then I renovate and spend a lot of money in the room because these rooms are very inhabitable. I spend a lot of money. I had to repaint the room, carpeting, a lot of fixtures and everything. And then they're telling me that, oh, they are going to reassign the rooms and stuff. And then I'm like, okay, I I don't really not really bothered if you guys choose to be doing the whole nepotism thing because it was very, very evident in the way the rooms were assigned. You get the whole like staff kids getting certain rooms and everything. But like
oh,
I got somewhere to lay my head. I'm going to make the which I'm not really bothered per se.
yeah.
You get, but like after my hard work, and then you want to be assigned the room. Like, are you
Did
mad?
you agree?
I don't know. Not much has been done about it. Like student body still trying to like do it. But I already know
Did
myself.
you leave the room?
I did mad.
Okay.
I was
Okay.
just like,
That's what I
okay,
wanted to
whenever they
confirm.
decide to do that, and then they decide that I'm not worthy to be in a room that I work really hard to like make habitable for myself, and then they want me to move, I'm just going to print an invoice and give to whoever it is that is the new.
Director of housing.
No, not really. The new roommate, and I'll probably send the copy to the director of housing. May you know, say me self the craze. You get, and then when the balance has read zero, I will carry my things on my back up and move. Just that simple. If you're not able to, I'm sorry. What is the problem? It's just very sad. And then there's this whole,
Uh,
it has caused a lot of problems in like the medical student body. You see seniors and juniors fighting. I got into an entire brawl with a senior and I said a lot of
oh.
mean things, which the Christian in me is not proud of, but Peter is very proud of. Yeah. So, and mind you, this is just because there's a lot of strife. There's a lot of unrest. And then emotions are bound to be heightened when things like
Yeah.
this happen. You get, but like he said a lot of it had stuff down. So yeah, I said what I said. So it's just I don't know. This country doesn't really work. You know, and it's
And the thing is that
sad.
we are still surviving, and we think it's life that we're living.
No, we're not survival. We're just compressing, managing, adjusting. Like Nigeria is like just the king of adjusting. Okay, it is very normal for a country like Nigeria, a full ass country like Nigeria, the giant of Africa, to not be having lights, like general blackout in the entire nation for like a good 2 to 3 days and nothing is being done. And during that same time frame, the fuel price is almost doubled. I'm just like, okay, where do we go from here? Like
From where to where? From where to where? And
it's
you know
just
that,
annoying.
I saw that with that increase in price because of the war and everything, that Nigeria, the fuel consumption has increased from I think about 50 million to liters a day, about 52.4 million liters a day. That's to just show you that we adjusted. We even
I don't know, at some point I might need that tissue because I've been thinking about this country and I'm like, I need a whole wad. I need a whole like box of tissues because everything like you can't really look now in this country and say, okay, this is something I'm proud of. Is it the security? Nothing. You go out and then you're like, okay. I mean, David churches these days have been making it as a testimony, like, oh, I traveled to Anambra that is here and I came back on harm. That is a testimony in churches. And that is to show you how low we are fallen as a country. Why is your testimony for saying, okay, it's nice that God protected you and all, but like you should get the point. Like, why is that a huge deal? Because like that show you how rare it is for someone to be safe. Oh God.
and do you know that the primary, according to our constitution, the primary responsibility of the government is for the security and welfare of the citizens. That's to just show you that primarily they are failed.
My belief in the constitution ended the second I finished writing my civic theory in SS3. So let's just no. It ended in that moment because I just had to no. Okay, sorry, let's rephrase. When I finished writing my JSP 208,
Oh,
that is just
Nigerian super culture.
yeah, that was just when it ended. Because what are we doing in this country? Like, what are we doing? What are we
But
doing?
I think we can spend the entire day talking about all these problems. But I think you, for example, we need more people like you, people who are willing to, because you hardly see people who are talking about that you should pay your taxes, that you should go for that is when you're supposed to be on a job, you should actually be on a job on time. Because you see, Nigerians are very, there's a reason why I say we are very, very emotional people. We can see, my father did this one, something was happening in my home, and decided to actually neglect duties that are actually paid for. There's a lot of incompetence in our society. That's one of the problems that one of the major problems that we face, and that's not Tinubu's fault. That is
And
our
then
fault.
you're a ghost worker, and then which means that you probably come to work like 2 or 3 times a week. Yeah, and then you walk in with two whole full flats of food by 11 a.m. in the morning for a job that you are supposed to check in by 9. And then you work for like an hour and a half and you get like a lunch break that you spend time gossiping. Yes. And then you work for another 1 hour. And
I
then
think you're
half of
talking
that
from
time
experience.
is spent on you abusing the students that come to your office or something, telling them, oh, why is your hair this shade of brown? Or go and cut your nails before I attend to you. Like, girl, that is not even the problem. And then by 2 o'clock, you are carrying your bag and your obese self, and you're like, eh, eh, okay, I didn't come back tomorrow. And I come back tomorrow by 9, and then you walk in by the same 11, 11:30, or you don't even show up at all. Like, you're a ghost worker, we get it, but like the least thing you can do is be competent at your job. Don't
Because
make
we
life more
pay you.
difficult for
In
people.
fact, listen, we pay you. It's not our school fees. Well, I don't want to. God.
It's just sad. It's just sad.
I think this
Like,
will.
it's okay if you don't want to change the world, because I'm not about to be Michael Jackson or do any of those crazy shit, but like,
Nelson
don't,
Mandela,
hey, I'm not about to spend like
27
27 years in prison
years.
because I am patriotic. Miss me with happy. I'm not about to do that. Or I'm not about to put like an MK or Abiola. I don't have any love left in me for Nigeria enough to want to do that. Yeah. But don't be part of the problem. Don't be part of the problem. You're supposed to vote, vote. Please don't accept bribes. We get it, you're poor. Stop accepting bribes. Come to work on time. Be competent in what you're doing. If you can't do it, leave it for another person to do. What else? There's just like a lot of things. Just
Don't
don't be
throw
part of the
Oba on the
problem.
Oba. This thing on
The Opa one is so real. I almost tripped on the road while coming into school now because of Opa. Don't throw Opa. You're making work more difficult for the cleaners that they pay 15,000 naira in this school a month.
cleaners that are now going on strike, and then they can now spend 5 weeks without actually paying them. Did you hear the story of how they wanted to go on strike? Or how they wanted to do protests in one of these hostels?
The cleaners in our hostel currently, we pay them ourselves for the past 1 month. We pay them ourselves to clean.
And I think that's like out of benevolence. That's
Yes,
you guys.
believe it or not, we contribute and pay them to clean. Because I get it, I need money. I'm not about to um be paid 15K a month for me to clean and discover a whole new strain of virus when I'm about to die because I contracted something.
And then when you now die, God forbid, I'm like, God gives and God takes. Like,
Nobody's you are getting a whole new other old ass woman to replace you the week after.
exactly.
Mind someone is already doing your job while your burial is being planned. So I fully understand and sympathize with them being on strike because it's not easy at all.
We did it.
Why are you giving
They wanted,
somebody
students wanted to
15K?
protest. Students wanted to protest. Then somebody now went to go and report to the student union government. And then they now threatened the whole governor that if they should be any form of protest, that he's not going to graduate.
So my point is, if the protest really wanted to happen, because the whole government is one person as against if 500 students or hostel residents decide that okay they've had enough, something will be done about it.
The
You can't
thing is
blame
that
the
he
whole
will be
government.
held responsible. That was the thing. That was
You
the
can't blame the
condition.
whole government
Whether you
for
can
what.
blame him or not, that it don't know. It does not matter. When I heard it, I did not even know what to believe. In fact, I was just in awe. So something like this exists.
No, it does exist. It does exist, definitely.
Although I don't know, maybe
And
probably
these are the same elders we should
that,
be
that
respecting.
will go to church and
Hey,
go and receive Holy
hello, my
Communion
dear.
before us.
Hello, my dear.
And be telling us don't wear earrings and the rest of them.
Be a good boy,
I beg
oh.
they should go and
I'm
they
not
should kiss
trying to be
us.
that rebel kid, though,
I'm
but
being,
no,
please, I'm being. If that's what it means to be
you can't
rebel,
be doing
if
this
that's
and
what it
then
means,
you want me to be like, okay, who is your role model? Oh, my role model is our VC, or my role model is the director of housing,
for
or
the PR, acting PR for UNN. I don't know, these people don't even ashamed of themselves
that what you would do with your time is to come online
and defend rubbish.
and talk about and be dissing students, a full white-haired 50-something-year-old man. Shame on your
Do you
house.
guys get to see him?
I've not really seen him before.
Oh,
I
I
think
think
okay,
that's
okay,
the
yeah, we
problem.
saw him
Okay,
once.
you've
We
seen
saw him
him.
once at the whole sham
Protest.
of a oh my god, peace treaty something we had
Oh.
one time. It's like
My prayer is that I never get to live in this thing because I stay in a lodge now. But I can never get to because if I should get to living, the reason why is not that if I should get to live, I think they might actually have to expel me because I'm not going to take it. If he, I don't let me not just talk too much, before they start suspecting me now. Before they start suspecting because I don't think I'm going to take that shit. It's just nonsense to me. It's just it does not just make any sense that you just be defending rubbish. The one of when the acting PR and one guy they were arguing on X that it was the whole thing though. The guy that came to UN and he was inspecting the hostels and then the acting PR was not defending. They were not asking the guy, he now said that yes, his children can come and stay there. That what is being portrayed on social media is not what it actually is. That I don't know, it was just pissing me off.
nah.
And then
And then another group of persons that I have beef with is the group of persons that I mean I'm a prayer girly, you. I be praying a lot because like you need a lot of like spiritual power to exist as a teenager in this world. If you don't pray and in that God will say something is wrong somewhere, just pick a side. You need to be drawing from the higher power. So I've been praying a lot, but I have a problem with people that
ah,
pray and then you go out the next second and you are contributing to the news and like why are you going to be the catechist in a Catholic church and then you are the one leading the prayer for Nigeria in distress, all powerful and merciful Father, and
praying
da da
against
da da da
yourself.
da da. And then you are like,